Hello and welcome, folks, to another edition of the IPIA webinar series. I'm your executive director, Colleen Jolly. I had all my coffee today, I promise. And before we get into our webinar, just a couple of notes. So next month, we do not have a webinar for our webinar series because we are holding virtual PollCon. So virtual PollCon is a mostly full day event. So it's 9 till the early afternoon, Eastern New York time. And it is comprised of 3 panel discussions: poll business, poll safety, and then diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we've got awesome panelists from all over the world who are coming to share their experiences on those different topics. So you can sign up for one panel if you're like, well, I'm just interested in poll safety. Cool, just sign up for that one. Or if you're interested in all of the panels, you can sign up for all of them. You can attend live to ask questions of the panelists, or you can get the recording after the fact and you can take a look at it there. But this is a great opportunity to, learn what folks are, doing all over the world and how to continue, to promote, poll business and poll communities and industries in all of these various different ways. And I personally think the best way that we learn is from each other. So that is coming up. We've got a couple more webinars scheduled in November and December. You can find all those on the website, pollassociation.org/events. And then we'll be booking some webinars for coming in 2025. So all of that will be in the next couple months. So you will have lots and lots of things to learn and sign up for. So all that done, got my notes on my phone. The webinar that we are having today, this is wellness coaching and injury prevention in the aerial community, because we're all probably not doing nearly enough of that, with our new friends, the Cohesive Movement Center. And they have just opened and they are doing some really cool stuff, trying to integrate all of these things to make sure that we can all stay, happy, healthy, and pole dancing for as long as we would like to do that. So without further ado, I'm going to let them introduce themselves and continue chatting, sharing with you all of their tips on how to, improve your wellness, your injury prevention, and coaching. So I'm going to go on mute. All right, folks, I'm going to stay right here and take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Colleen. We're so excited to be here. Hello, everybody. My name is Coach Jill Atkinson. I am a South Florida resident. I am by way of the great state of Minnesota, Minneapolis, and now I live here. So I am a certified nutrition coach. I am a competition coach. I also am a personal trainer, certified personal trainer as well, with a specific in women's studies.
Hi, my name's Rosie Wandell, Coach Rosie. My background, I have 30 years of experience in physical therapy as a physical therapist. I'm also, I have a big background in functional medicine, so I do a lot of the functional medicine, nutritional background, worked in women's health. I do work with professional athletes, equestrians, horses, and well, she's now working with me with horses. And I pretty much come from Boston, but pretty much been down here in Florida, more the South Florida region, for most of my life. And I am very excited to kind of talk about how we got together, because we have very unique, different backgrounds, but we've merged our love for the concept that we've pretty much come together that's not currently being done down here in South Florida. So we're in the southern Florida region, Palm Beach County, and we wanted to be able to give as much attention that we feel should be given to training to balance the body, musculoskeletal systems, and using different parts of aerial arts as a big catalyst for the general physical fitness for the body. So we've spent we've done our own types of study and research, and in different styles of aerial arts. She is my expert in pole fitness. I'm more on the lines of the silks, and I'm doing a lot of bungee dance and bungee fitness. And Lyra, I am newer to the pole world, but finishing all my certifications now. And we, being dancers first throughout, we've both been dancing since we're young, and wanting to do everything. We're trying to make sure that aerial specific movement and techniques are being done safely.
Yes.
And in a lot of my training that when I first started, is kind of how I came to her. A lot of people were injured,
Once
and
a student, now a partner.
yeah, and it really bothered me. So that's pretty much, like, I've been doing my research for years, and we've done a lot of research together,
Mhm.
started to analyze it, and now
Yes.
we've been testing the philosophy, which is what we consider to be from the ground up. We do a lot of our specific training
Mhm.
on the ground.
And that is also our motto.
Yes.
Our motto is from the ground
Yes.
up. It's kind of what we came together with as far as how we would like to present the world of aerial arts and how you learn it in the most safe manner is from going from the ground and then slowly moving up as you're progressing with, training, building the right muscles, and being safe. It is so important for everyone to understand that because you see it on Instagram doesn't make it so. We have to take the time and learn those foundations that are so intricate, they're just intricate to your journey. And when you skip the steps is where injury happens because you get so excited, pole is more of an obsession because you get addicted to it in the most positive way. But it's a really easy way to see something really cool on the gram and think, hey, I can do that too. And then you do it and you're like, oh, I just broke my arm. Our big thing is making sure that we're teaching the foundations to start from the beginning, always remembering that you should always be a beginner. And that is okay to go back to the beginning as well. Most of us take a hiatus or take a month or two off or something like that. And you, unfortunately, some of us can, right? Some of us can
Yeah.
snap right back and go, go forth and prosper. But most of us have to take a little step back, relearn some of those basics. And what's the best way to do that is to learn it again from the ground, building up, not only from a standpoint of like realness, but as far as your thought process goes as well, learning how to start from those basics, rebuilding those muscles, rebuilding the muscle memory, and then adding to your skill sets.
Yes, and in injury prevention, pretty much what we've really tried to do is do a step-by-step conditioning program, design increasing muscle strength and endurance, as well as correcting the technique for the student individual athlete. Nothing's cookie cutter. We do everything
unique to the person.
That is the best way of saying it.
And we've put this to the test. We've built 8-week programs and put it to the test for our aerialists to see what happens from the beginning to the end. And in our history of research, we have found that we can take people with what would be considered level, right? A level set thing from maybe level 1 to level 5, if you're thinking of terms, but we've taken them from one level to the next and helped them to increase those capabilities within that 8-week time. And really it's just about revisiting and making sure you understand that you have to strengthen those muscles, even little ones, in order to make those big things happen.
Yeah, that's what you're saying makes a lot of sense, because decreasing the risk of any aerial injury, strengthening in major and minor muscle groups, body awareness, and using the aerial equipment correctly is gonna really, what we're trying to do is increase confidence, technique, the lines, and
gracefulness.
It's something that I've noticed myself with learning, having a certain type of a face, even though I'm fluid in my lines, I can do things, but I can't get the expression out correctly. It seems so simple. I'm smiling right now, but when I get in that serious mode, it actually took me months to be able to
break concentration face.
Yeah, and I think I'm a pretty good dancer, but
she's an excellent dancer.
It doesn't matter when you have this face. So,
which is true. And that is also something. So when we work with our athletes, we work with a lot of competitive athletes as far as the pool world and aerial world is concerned. And the cool part is to watch somebody blossom from thinking they can't to watching them go, oh my gosh, I can do this, and building that confidence that goes along with that. It's such an amazing experience as a coach to watch the light bulbs start to happen. So for me specifically, I love to watch somebody dance or move, or if somebody sends me a video or a song, and I can then start to, get to
Yeah.
know that person, right? And I know their style, and I can help them develop that style. And when they start with me, they think, oh gosh, I'm so beginner. I'm like, you give me 3 months. You're going to be a whole new human being. And it's building that confidence in another person and letting them understand that they can. And as a coach, you have to be able to build that confidence in a constructive way. So we all have to learn how to take that constructive criticism in a positive way, even when we get feedback from, any sort of performances we do, if we're lucky enough to get the feedback from, say, professionals. It's a great opportunity to take those bits and pieces, nuggets of information, slide that backwards into what we're doing and make ourselves just that much better. But having a coaching like safety system behind you is the best way to continue to build yourself and build yourself to the direction that you're wanting to go. And as a coach, I always have coaches. Like I have 3 or 4 coaches of my own, as I coach people, but it's super duper important to your journey. It's super duper important to have all of the basics that you need, your personal training, your nutrition training, your coaches that are in the studio with you, helping you, coaching you, spotting you so you make sure you don't fall to your doom, and all those things. It's really an integral part of getting to that end result of building the confidence and having your best run through on whatever stage that may be.
Yeah, that's true. And getting into what you're saying, cross training. Cross training is very important. We're not here to say you have to do this or that. Cross training is just that. Everyone in the aerial community that I know love to master the trick and then move on. And that's, this kind of coincide with wellness and injury prevention. A lot of places, and I have visited over 20 studios, not even going to say where, comprehensive warm up and cool down is not done. It seems so trivial, so easy, but all it takes is 15 minutes of warm up, 15 minutes of cool down. I think it's very important. And high level of physical exertion. So performing just a proper warm up is key. Routines that increase your blood flow, they're warming up the muscles, you're improving your joint flexibility. Cool down after. Everybody just runs away or they talk and then run away. It really helps to gradually bring your heart rate down. It prevents muscle stiffness. This is where I see the biggest injuries of people. They train, got to get their into competition, get their medal, and they're injured. And I just recently have seen 4 athletes right after our last competition, and it's like, why? They didn't do adequate things. So one of the things, in our community that is lacking, and in our research and then research analysis,
All right, folks, just wait 1 minute. We've lost our friends, but they're coming back. There we go. We're back.
So sorry, we don't know what happened.
Technology.
I can't be blamed. Okay. Yeah, it's me.
It's her.
But no, I'll take the blame. So in our community, what I was saying a little earlier, it does lack a lot of, it seems so trivial, warming up and cooling down. And in a lot of the research that we've done and analysis, we have seen so many preventable injuries that could be done. So one of the things that we're doing a little differently now in training, our sessions are going to be 80 minutes or longer. Pretty much because we believe that everybody should be getting 15 to 20 minutes of a warm up. And then at the end of whatever the session is we're working on, they need to cool down. And then if there's any problems, concerns, we go into what we'll call like mindful progression. If we need to sit and talk about something, because believe me, there are times I've gotten so angry because I'm like, I just did this for 45 minutes and I couldn't figure it out. And she would take the time and say, okay, I'll actually, she would actually do videos and just say, I'm going to send them to you, and then I'll go over them with you. And the class is already over. But what I've learned. So sorry. I feel horrible. But
No,
anyways,
no, it's
I'm
technology. I'm gonna
that's, yeah,
turn my video off in case that is, I don't know, making the Zoom gremlins. We need more
Okay.
juice.
Upset and angry.
because you do have, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much, knowing that in the beginning, Joe brought this up earlier, the beginning of your training, one of the benefits is that when you have experienced instructors and trainers and people that are giving good watchful eyes, it's going to bring the experience, even if it's just for it should just be for fun, but then you're getting serious when you're at certain levels. And knowing that you have this trusted support system is going to be what enhances safety by preventing falls. It's assisting you with your balance. You said this earlier, guiding practitioners. You're actually, I'm sorry, guiding the students as being their instructor practitioner through challenging movements. That's kind of what's important. And, the strengthening and conditioning, we do a little bit differently. We work on core stabilization, making sure that upper body and muscular endurance is utilized to provide the necessary movement through the joints and the ligaments. So basically, we do different types of, we do a lot of things with, I use, actually, I'm going to show it.
Okay. The stick.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I do a lot of stuff with this. It's a stick mobilization thing. And there's a lot of things you can do. Well, guess what? This thing right here can almost mimic the pole. So we're taking a lot of, what we do is we do a lot of things with this pretty much on the ground, a lot of tie floor work, and we turn that into like a fascial connection, and we use foam rollers.
Yes.
But we're doing different stabilization programs that we've created to be aerial specific. Her background, she's helped me immensely, that I take a lot of stuff of what I gained with my knowledge with I work with professional football players, hockey players, equestrians. I work with horses. I know I said that earlier.
Yeah.
But I take a lot of that background, and it's really helped me bring that pretty much into the aerial world with this. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to bring up anything different on cross training.
I would just say on the cross training side of things, as far as aerial arts are concerned, is that, the gym and a dancer are two things that sometimes people don't think go together, but they need to. There are some components that happen with building those muscles that we need. I've been a dancer my entire life, and I've always been in a gym in one facet or another as a training athlete. And it does nothing but help you build the endurance as well as building those muscles that you need. And what we do is we curate that to you. So we've gone through and done a lot of research on that, on what makes sense, trying to find the machines or free weights. I understand that free weights can be a very scary place. We get that. As a dancer, you walk in and you may be slightly intimidated because you're seeing all these people who probably have, years of experience being in a gym. I promise you it's not that scary. And this is part of what we do with our coaching is, if you need a partner and you live close to us, we're going to go with you. You can come to our gym. We try to do what we can. We do coach online as well, all over the country. And same, we give that one-on-one backing to somebody to help them feel that confidence. Like, I can go in there, I can do that. But it makes a very large difference on gaining the strength that you need to go aerially by making sure you're taking it to the right ways. Also, overtraining is a huge hurdle as it relates to what we're doing. And again, it kind of coincides with the fact that you get very addicted to this fun little art form, which is amazing. But along with that, we have to learn how to take a break from things, because you have to learn to let the body recover. And it so important to give yourself recovery time, even though you're so excited. Oh my God, I want to try this. Oh, I can do this for 20 minutes. It'll be fine. But the longer you do that to your body, you're setting yourself up for a very large injury later.
And I actually learned that aspect from her because I had a camel type A and I had a calendar of I'm going to master all this stuff and do all these things. But what I even realized was you have to give your body time to rest, because I was like, well, I've done all this. I train every day, but I learned that in the 7 days, I'm doing different types of training. And it doesn't have to be that cross training is just weight related.
No.
It can be body weight.
Yeah.
It can be foam rolling, swimming.
Yeah.
It can be walking, but you need to listen to your body. It was the one thing that I think I learned the most through her that I wouldn't do in the beginning, because I'm just so used to, it's okay. I know what pole kisses are. I understand this, but one of the things that we've really done, so Aerialist guided with principles of discipline, mindfulness, and comprehensive training. They navigate that balance between pushing boundaries and safeguarding. So what we've done is we have a good, we started a mindful program where we do mind body awareness meditation and then holistic body awareness with sport specific training. And basically that can include where we teach mindful workshops with it could be sound bowl meditation, but then we also are doing some journaling and we're teaching you how to encompass the wellness circle together.
Yes, because mental health also is really extremely important to this part of the journey as well, especially if you're going to head down any sort of performance or competition base. There is a lot that goes along with that on a mental strain basis. And we take pride in helping to learn people how to navigate through that. We do a lot of things. We'll do programs like 8-week programs. Throughout the year, we usually do about 4, but in those, we are also taking the time to teach you how to meditate. Take those 5 minutes a day, and we will give you a cue. We did that. We had really good luck with that this year with our groups. It was so exciting, and having to help them figure out what truly a 5-minute meditation actually is versus just sitting in a room, but you're actually actively using your brain. And the best part about that is, especially with us competitors out here, is utilizing that time for running through maybe some of the hiccups in a routine, or identifying some of those little parts, or just running it in your head and visualizing it will take you a long, long way. And so we found that helping out the mental health side of what that is and training for something specific and being able to provide the mental health awareness that you need as well to set yourself up for a successful journey and that successful run on the stage, so that you feel the most confident about what you're putting out there. And it really isn't about everyone else. It's about what you're doing, not what everyone else has going on.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing for me, as well as I coach competitors, is making sure to understand that at the end of the day, it's you against you. And the goal is for you to start where you start, where your beginning is, right? And then we're going to take you to that next level so that you build that confidence, and like the empowerment and prowess that goes with that is so cool. And by the time you get off that stage, you're like, I freaking did that. I did that.
What was cool in our last local competition here, it was in Orlando, and she couldn't be there, so it was very last minute. I was like, what am I gonna do? Because I'm like, I'm not the coach, you are. But
she did awesome.
Yeah, I do a lot of neuro-linguistic, which is basically, helping the brain to connect to the body.
Yeah.
So, and I was also there as the therapist, had all my tools, a box of tools, and
those that we did coach for that competition, she was there.
It empowered me, because I was like, wow, seeing that the student become the athlete up on stage and being able to help them through that process was very heartwarming.
It's such a rewarding experience.
It was so rewarding. And it's kind of like, it's what I've found a passion that I really want to do, because I feel I'm everybody's number one cheerleader in life. I'm the best motivator.
It's true.
I do that. And So it's something that, trying to putting what we do together. And one of our real passion things we haven't even talked about yet is first form here. Because our other thing, I'm going to say this, in the dance of gravity, aerial art, safety is not just a precaution, but it's an integral part of the breathtaking performance.
Yes.
So, we tried to reach on wellness, coaching correctly, injury prevention, but with all of this in the wellness component, nutrition is key.
It's such a huge part.
And so many people just say that I've seen in this world, our big thing is we believe in every body, which is not being done.
No.
I'm sorry, here in South Florida.
Yeah.
Everybody is not one size.
No.
And
societal differences and learning how to work with what you've got. And we take it a step further, just making sure that you feel welcome in our space. For us, a safe space is so important.
It's very important.
And trusting your coaches, trusting the people that you're getting this advice from is key to you setting yourself up for that success. So the cool thing about us is we actually are the first retailer for the state of Florida for First Form. We've been with First Form for a few years, and we're the first aerial company and the first retailer in the state of Florida. And we've been able to start to throw together those as well, because First Form and supplement companies, as you know, are geared towards our gym goers, right? But we want to change that conversation. We want to bring it to our aerial friends out here to show you that fueling your body properly, taking care of your insides is going to also take care of your outsides and your strength.
So we both come together and we have a lot of autoimmune disease.
We do.
And, I really wanted to work towards, I don't want to just, how do I say this? I didn't want to just buy all the products. Like, okay, I'm going to try all this. So I did it my way. I did research. I spoke with the dietitians, higher up in the factories, because I have probably over 30 different types of allergies. Okay. And it's very hard for me to eat anything or to take certain things. So, I'm not kidding. This is not by choice.
We have been through the gamut with this. So if you have any issues in that department, we're your people.
I have actually tested a lot of products for about a good, I would say 6 months now. And I have created my own gut line to help. And we now have a lot of our clients that are utilizing it. And we have found the right way to properly use. There are a lot of products, but we have found the right products it's not cookie cutting. It's like, it's where our background in nutritional counseling
and we do also take the extra steps to kind of dive into a little bit of the medical side, because she has the medical side. So it's been really helpful and integral for us to be able to help our clients and our aerial dancers, all our people, to be able to help to dive into anything that, if they've had recent blood work, we are able to look at that and help them find the things that are going to help them build themselves. We deal with a lot of the people in this community who are always tired and fatigued, because not only are you dancing probably 3 or 4 nights a week, you might be working a full-time job. Maybe you're a mom or a dad, or, you have a partner, you have a family, or 4-legged family. So all those things contribute to basically emptying the cup, right? So we take a lot of pride in helping people to remember and how to educate them with the nutrition side of things as certified
and
nutrition coaches.
And hydration.
Yes. And how that is important and integral to your success as well. And myself included, I'll just be open and honest about it, but I have lupus, I have Graves' disease, I have Hashimoto's disease, and I have injuries from being a dancer for so many years, that I do have challenges that I have to work through, especially at the late stage of the 40s. So there are things that we have to work through and deal with as we age through this process. And as long as your body is going to let you do it, friends, keep doing it. And find the right people out there like us who are going to help you to set you up for that success that you need, and educate you in the proper way, instead of saying, here, go take this. That's not how it works. We want to make sure that you know what you're putting inside your person, and what's going to work best with your body chemistry. Because again, it's not a cookie cutter thing. What might work for me doesn't work for her, vice versa. So
Yeah.
we do a lot of self-testing when new things
Yeah.
come out.
Yeah, and you know, it's very important. I was very honored. It's like, I don't know, like what we're going to talk about. We wanted to really come into the community and express how important, because of all the things that we're both seeing, that is not it. If we're going to say it's not reality of what you see on Instagram or Facebook or all the social media, everybody that shows all that great stuff is wonderful. But what we see in the real world, it's not everybody, it's not everybody being accepted.
Right.
So it was one of the things, and you know, that we chose to come together and to be able to give back to everybody.
That was really
Yeah.
important to us, that part of our business.
Yeah,
And
injury prevention.
And the biggest thing too with our business is making sure we treat everyone cohesively. Our whole thing is coming together as a cohesive unit to breathe back in some of the life into our dance community that I feel in my length of time here has perhaps maybe gone to the wayside a bit, depending on where you are geographically. And for me, it's such an integral part, because that's your tribe, that's your people. You should be able to walk into a dance studio or a training facility and you're there to do everything that everyone else is doing, and you want to take something away with you. And I find that that is kind of missing in some cases. So one of my goals, and same with Rosie, when I met Rosie, was, you know, I want to bring that back. I want people to feel like they have that safe space to come into. And one of our goals also is to be sure that, because we're in South Florida, we can be a travel destination facility for anyone who's traveling perhaps to the South Florida area. We want everybody to come and hang out and train with us. So it's a good way for us to offer that up as well. You know, we intend to have a great group of people coming in.
We're starting to get booked for 2025, so that's cool.
We're gonna have some really cool mentorships, and both her and I are Liquid Motion certified as well, in addition to everything else that we have going on. So it's just been a really cool ride. But one of our biggest things, and one of the main priorities for us, is to make sure that we're giving back to our community.
Yes. Yeah. With that being said, we've actually opened and started a nonprofit called From the Ground Up, because yes, we both have done in our whole lifespan a lot of pro bono work. I mean, I work a lot with injured animals, dogs and horses and people, and a lot of people need help. I do a lot of work with cancer patients, and you know, just in general, and athletes and people that just cannot afford everything. So our big thing that we're going to be doing, scholarship based, is helping to cut healthcare costs. And scholarship based things for people that want to learn in the dance world that may be injured, or you know, so we're really excited about that.
And we can provide hopefully some opportunities for people to be able to get certified through different certification courses. Because a lot of us don't, you know, we want to make sure that people who are teaching out here as well are qualified to do so. And it's also super important to your journey to have that backing. So with all the things that I've done as a athlete my whole life, and I've been instructing for a zillion years, but it's super important to continue to grow. So we continue to grow as well, and we've continued to keep growing and educating, and we want to bring that back to everyone else in any manner that we can, to help others also be able to continue their educational profiles and add to their own personal resumes as it relates to what they want to do with their journey.
I think we've said a lot.
We have said a lot. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
No, it's pretty much, I mean, my main focus that I really want to get across was how important injury prevention is, and how we've really been able to start doing research and studies, and actually we're finding almost up to 85% of injuries have been able to be prevented. Yes.
There are many things that just go missing from the community. And I also find that it comes down to making sure that whomever it is that, and you should always train with anyone you can, anywhere, anytime, go and learn all the things from all the people. But it all comes down to it, as well as the person that you're learning from, making sure that they're also taking the proper time to get that one-on-one time with you in a class. If you have questions, don't be afraid to ask. Stay after class if you need to, or book privates with your people. It really makes a big difference in how your journey is going to go. Instead of being scared of it, get in front of it.
And always be the student. I have been in the physical therapy world for a very long time, but I learn too. You know, I'm learning a lot of things and I'm always asking questions from different people. I never really tell anybody what I do, because then they go, "Oh," you know, because it's important that we learn from each other.
Yes.
You know, nobody is the best.
Yeah.
I mean,
no one is
I
the
don't-
best.
I
And
don't-
even as a coach, I love to take in other coaches as well.
yeah.
And I love to
Yeah.
train other coaches to set themselves up for success. If you've got a studio out there and maybe you're just not sure how to start that, I have a whole regimen for how to build routines, how to build a competition team, how to lead from the front as a coach, and what that might look like for you, how to build it into, 10, 14, 15, however many weeks you might need before said event. And it's something that we've taken a lot of time to curate as well, and something that I've taken a lot of time to curate in my time as a coach, to make it a formidable coaching plan that anyone can take and utilize. And I really take a lot of pride in that as well, because it's just a cool ride to see how things progress for your people, no matter what stage of the game they're at.
Yeah.
So if anyone has questions on that, you guys can feel free to reach out to us in any way, shape, or form. We are out on the gram as Cohesive Movement Center. Tag us.
Yeah.
We love to be tagged and repost everybody. Or you can also reach out to both Rosie and I. Our website, I believe that Colleen Jolly is going to put that out there for everybody. And the one last little ticker we're going to tell you about is we did recently launch one more thing, and I started doing some things back in the 90s. And I'm dating myself now, but I recently launched Radiant Custom Designs. I'm not sure if anyone saw that on Jenny Janover's page, but not to name drop, but I actually designed shoes. So all the platforms that we all dance in, right? I started actually designing shoes. So I take your random, boring, run-of-the-mill platform, and we turn them into this. So I actually custom do this. These are all hand-placed crystals, and they're all AB crystals. And so we do also have this on our website as well. And this is custom, so there is no cookie cutter cost. Depends on what you want to do and how high the shoe is. But it's also something else that we kind of take pride in doing, and we just sort of fell upon it one day. And I was like, oh, I can just do this for you. And now we have a business. So it's another cool thing that we get to do also. And it's something it gets out my little artsy side. And
it's pretty exciting.
I really enjoy it. And we're getting into doing things outside of that, like, tumblers, things like this. If you have it, we will bling it.
Yeah.
So it's just another little facet that we do. And we do have all this stuff also out on our website. If you're interested in having us coach you, we do have an online coaching virtual process, and it's a really great.
Yeah, we have a great
great program.
We do a lot of one-on-one.
One-on-one, we do assessments. We help you with figuring out what macros are. We help you figure out your nutrition and how to fuel your body properly with the proper things.
Yeah, we have a lot of different recipe books. We have different programs that we've put together.
We have some challenges too for wellness.
Yes, we have a new challenge coming up.
Well, we did create the book, member for.
And yes, we have
some workbooks that we've created recently that have been getting a lot of traction with our clients, and it's been super fun. It's kind of nice because you can write in it. It's almost like a journal, and it's like a month-long thing. So you can go at your own pace. And
that's great. And I just finished a book that I wrote on women's health and women's.
Yes, because we do specialize in women's health and women's.
Yeah, so we're pretty excited. I mean, we had a lot to talk about and realize the time.
Oh, look at that, 7:41. So we are just open to questions, comments, concerns, anything anyone needs. We love to coach. I coach all over the country. And we do offer virtual things as well. So if you're working on a piece and you need some help with something, if you are not sure
Yeah.
concept wise, I love to do that. And I will also help anyone who's looking to coach a team, how to set that up and how to help your people
Yeah.
from start to finish,
Yeah,
from
great.
finding the song, figuring out how to put it on paper, how to time block, what that means. And I can also do that virtually as well. I can help you guys.
Yes,
with
we
that
were
as
able
well.
to do that recently too.
Yeah, it's been real great. And I really love doing that. And I can always help with concept, last minute touches. We can do all these things virtually if you're not in our close local range. So,
Yes.
yes, so that's pretty much it. Colleen, did you know if anyone has any questions?
I have a couple questions. It sounds like I love how you're melding all of these things together, and even blinging shoes and tumblers. That's just that's such a pole dancer thing to do. Like I can help
I
you
know.
nutrition, physical therapy. Oh, and P.S. your shoes. Oh, so I wanted to.
Selfless plug.
Yeah, no, I love it. We're all in business right now.
Heck yeah.
So in terms of, like, you mentioned assessments that you do with
Mhm.
people. So, because you are coming at this from all different angles. How do
Yes.
if somebody was interested, like you said, you've got some coaching resources, they were
We do.
interested in doing some assessments, how would you recommend from a high level that they might structure those depending on their focus?
We have a coaching app that we use, and the coaching app we use is actually the First Form coaching app because it is literally the best coaching app on the planet. And with that, internally within this system, we actually can assign to you workouts that make sense for
Yeah.
you. We can curate them to you as well, help you build what those macros are based on your individual goals. And we have the ability to do assessments, whether that is you sending in your measurements. We like to start with measurements and first day photos just because it's great to see where you start, even if it was 10 years ago. It's a very important thing. And as dancers, I don't really use a scale. I use measurements because it is a little bit more welcoming into our environment to do measurements over a weight. Especially as women, again, in general, as women, we tend to put a lot of stigma on what that scale does, and we like to dial that back.
Biometric measurements, what you're saying, and utilizing the photos from day one.
Even if we don't take photos again for 8 weeks.
It's amazing.
That's
what
fine.
because you see the differences,
Yes. Well, we see the differences as well. So what happens is, like, we send out a reminder. Hey, don't forget to send in your assessment. We have them open Wednesdays and Thursdays for the next 8 weeks as we're training you. We want to make sure that we're keeping in touch with you. There's a few questions that are asked every week about your journey. Is there anything we can do to help you? Do you have any questions or concerns about what happened over the last week? And what we do is we set up FaceTime calls with everybody or Zoom calls so that we can have that one-on-one interaction with you.
And we actually do it together.
We do it together.
We'll do physical, emotional. If they had an injury, I'll go over things. We do, nutritional, physical, mental. Yes,
all the things at one time. And we just really utilize a lot of the things that the First Form app, to me, is the best app I've ever run into as far as a coaching app. So I really enjoy it. And we also have a really cool backing from First Form. So if there was some sort of a dietitian issue or questions there, we have registered dietitians as well that we can lean on for a little bit of help and advice, which is a really great resource for us.
That's awesome. And it's cool that it's all in an app, because we're all on our phones all the time. So it's
Yes. And it's cool because we can also see whatever you're inputting, we can see it real time. So it's a really great way for us to be coaching you from anywhere, because we can see it within an app.
And it's user friendly. I am not tech savvy because I'm a little older than the average.
She's challenged in the technology world.
And I can use it.
But she does a great job with it. Yes. And the cool part is it's almost like, if anyone's used a MyFitnessPal, it's like MyFitnessPal times 10.
Yes.
Still uses barcodes. We can still help you figure out what it is that makes sense. And we can see everything that you're logging in. We can see that. And then we do an assessment over the previous week, previous 2 weeks, depending on what it is that we've set up for you uniquely. And then we can give you that feedback in person, and it's all real time, which is really an excellent thing.
That's awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing everything that you're working on and how you're merging everything together. And I'm really interested about this research that you're talking about. So hopefully we'll be able to share that too, just so that, more people understanding, especially things
Yeah,
like
it's
injuries.
important. Yeah.
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 It is.
so
It's
important.
amazing how much your nutrition will help you offset injury.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it's a key component.
Yes.
It really is. And people don't realize it. A lot of people in the industry, I notice they'll just be like, okay, I'll just eat a bar and I'll just eat like in 10 hours.
Mm-mm.
And a lot of people do either starve themselves or they're like, okay, I'll just have an energy drink or I'll have a shake and then I'll drink water when I get home.
Yeah, we get lost in the sauce. It happens all the time. I think it just goes hand in hand with what we do, especially if we are instructing. You're instructing back-to-back classes and you also forget to nourish yourself. It is a huge detriment to what you're doing. And I've been in that case where I've been in the studio for 6 hours. I go home and the next day I feel like I got run over by a bus. And I'm like, what did I do? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to eat or do, things that I needed to do for my body. But we have really taken a lot of time to curate that. And we even have a really great workout, like a post-workout stack, where if you've been in the studio for a couple of hours at a time,
that's
this is
true.
a really good way to help you get those nutrients right back in the body, carb replacement, and then you're golden. And you're also helping your body to refuel itself and also rehab yourself. So you can keep pushing.
Yeah.
That's right. Because everybody wants the next trick or the next thing or whatever their next
Oh,
thing
yes, that's right.
That's the main thing. But we can help you get there and help you get there in a safe and healthy manner.
Awesome. Well, for everyone watching the recording, if you've got questions, I'll put all the contact information is either if you're watching this in the email or on the website, it's in, just look up and all of the contact information will be there so that you can reach out with those further questions. And thank you so much for sharing all of your knowledge and all the things that you're working on. It's so great to see all this stuff being melded together just to help people, do what they love for, longer, better, faster, stronger, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. We want to, like I said, if your body's going to let you do this till you're 70, be Mary Carroll. Go out there and freaking do it.
That's true.
We want to help you get there.
Wonderful. Well, I'm going to hit stop on the recording. You all stay right there and hit the button.